Fill her up.
Give me a second.
To the Gas Digital Network.
We got the green. Green means go.
The king of the ring himself. But your boy Thicky Smalls, Gerard Michaels in the house.
You hear my chewing?
No?
I'm not seeing it on the website yet.
Handled well.
That was beautiful.
This is standard. It's fine. You never start on time. Oh, there we go.
We're live.
We're live,
We're
boys.
live. We're live, and we're excited for you Gas Digital faithful that have been watching us from the beginning. Welcome to the new Slick and Thick Podcast Studios. We're here at Podcast Junkies, the new digs, and to my right, not my left, to my right, at 6'3", gotta be 220 pounds, and every one of them is a problem.
Yeah.
The CEO of the RNC, the master of punks, the tamer of sages, the king of the ring himself, Slick Mick the ruler, Mickey Gall. How we doing, Mick?
Doing well, Big G. How you doing, pal?
I'm doing great, man. What are you munching on? You munching on a battle bar over there?
Munching
man?
on a battle bar.
I love me some battle bars, man. Battle bars are good stuff.
Little battle bar action.
You know what else I love? I love good news. I love good news and big news. Big news? What's up? We need some split screen action.
Little
I think.
split
Yeah,
screen
let's get some
action.
split
You know what I mean? I was
screen.
about to bite the battle bar for the fucking.
Let's get some
I'm
split
still
screen.
about to bite the battle bar.
Yeah, you guys are.
Still bite the
the
battle
producers.
bar.
The producers are screwed now. We got a monitor in this studio. Now we can
Yeah, I
see
can see
exactly
when- I
what's
can see
going
when-
on.
when it's going-
Yeah, now we don't have to
Christian,
wait a
I still
week to
wanna,
get mad.
bite this battle bar. I still want to bite this battle bar. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
It's a delicious battle bar. Yeah, and I like to take a
I
sip out of
took
this.
too big of a bite.
This That Show Tonight coffee combo.
Wow. No, it's okay. Let me finish eating my battle bar. Sure.
Do you want to wash it down with some That Show Tonight coffee?
I actually don't.
Oof, brutal.
No.
Brutal.
Just because you probably put like a bunch of cream and like
Soy milk. Not soy milk. I put
Soy milk, that's the
oat
worst
milk.
thing I've ever
oat
heard.
milk. Oat milk. Because somebody told me the almond milk was bad for me, so now I'm off of almond milk and I'm on oat
You
milk.
think oat milk's better?
They said it's supposed to be better.
Who's they?
People that know these things.
We were looking at one.
You don't dude, swallow, bro. You gotta get a
That's
swallow
gay,
going
bro.
here.
Don't say.
We
Don't
gotta
tell
get
me
it.
to swallow. dude.
We gotta get a swallow going here. We gotta get a swallow.
I took too big of a bite. Christian made me way too long to bite my battle bar.
Oh man, this is like ASMR. People like this ASMR stuff, which drives me out of my mind. That ASMR stuff, like nothing will make me flip off of a video quicker than chop. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now, bro?
Is that what I sound like?
No, you don't sound like it, but you're giving a strong visual. You're giving a strong. Any day now. This is battle bars is good
listen,
food.
If
Good,
you want to learn
yum.
something else too, you're supposed to chew your food.
Oh, is that right?
Supposed to chew it up.
I've never thought of that.
Supposed to really, chew it up.
Master cheese. It's like looking into the
to
mouth
the
of
point
the
like you could drink it.
I can't look at it. This is unbelievable. This is the second grossest thing I've ever watched somebody eat. Have you ever seen old people eat soup? It's like half the soup is going into their mouth and the other half of the soup is falling out the other side of their mouth. That's the grossest thing I've ever seen. As far as food is concerned, this is up there though.
I remember watching. I was at Friendly's, and it was like, you know how like there's like old crazy people. You know what I mean? Like
Sure, I'm gonna be one.
And they have like people like watching them, and like I guess they let them out of whatever home they're in. Like they get a play date at Friendly's.
Silver alert.
Yeah.
Everybody's just checking the Denny's and the Friendlies.
So they get a play date at Friendly's, I guess. And I just remember I was like a little kid, and this dude was like just sucking on the spoon that like anyone else is gonna end up using. Like I'm like, how thoroughly are they gonna watch that?
Gross.
But then I also have this very vivid memory, and mind you, I must have been like 6, 7, 8 years old, where he's also sucking on this lady's hand. And she's like just holding him like off of her.
Who is this guy?
An old crazy person. I guess they got a lot of them.
Wow.
Especially in Jersey. Shit.
Joe Biden. Anyway.
You know, not that far off. Like actually, like looks wise. Like Biden, you know, he cleans up a little better. But if this guy cleaned up,
Yeah.
it could be.
Yeah, and Joe Biden does love him some ice cream, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The grossest thing I ever saw as far as like food was concerned. There was a place called Brannigan's in Red Bank. I believe it's called Red Rock now, but it used to be called Brannigan's. And they had these like dollar beer nights on Thursdays where a beer would be $1 and then it was a beat the clock. It would go up like 25 cents an hour. So people would get there and just get, smashed for like $7. So you can imagine the crowd in this place. Like your feet stuck to the ground in this place.
Yeah.
Right? And they used to get so packed, I guess they would run out of mugs. And I saw a woman once. We were waiting for a beer. I saw a woman take a guy's mug who just finished, grab it, don't dip it, don't nothing. Like ran it under like a sink, wash it out, flip it, pour another beer, and then hand it to somebody else. And I was like,
That's that shit I don't like.
all right. Nope. That's it for
no
Brannigan's.
bueno.
That's it for Brannigan's for me, man.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, no. And, I don't know. Maybe her logic on it was like that the beer has alcohol, so it sterilizes the... But
Nah, that's not how it works.
That's not what we're looking for.
No.
We're looking for better than that.
Yeah.
Speaking of better than that, we have a huge announcement. Huge, massively big announcement.
Shit.
Big announcement.
Hit him.
June 8th, Thursday, June 8th.
7 o'clock.
7 p.m. The boys are back in town. Slick and Thick is live from the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Vinny Brand Stress Factory.
Yeah, I'm very glad you're bringing this up. I think it's very, it's important to let our people know. We got a lot of Jersey listeners, a lot of New York listeners, even wherever you are. It might be worth the flight. We have a lot of shit planned.
We got a lot of special guests.
We got special guests.
Can't announce them, but special guests.
Big special guests, big special segments. We got big stuff. We got big stuff coming on. We're gonna kill it.
Oh, it's gonna be unbelievable. The boys are coming home,
and we're coming hard.
There's gonna be the first thing we can tell you. There's gonna be a comedy contest.
Right.
5 comics, 5 minutes. None of this Kill Tony 1 minute stuff. 5 minutes. Come out and do your best 5-minute bit, and if you win, you get to join Slick and Thick.
You get to join us on the podcast.
Come on the show.
It's gonna be there's a little bit of unscripted part of it, like there always is.
Oh, big time.
But we're also gonna make fun of the people who lose.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna get a cookie.
They're gonna probably get a Taylor chip cookie.
They're probably gonna get a cookie.
Probably. If they do
might
good
get
enough.
a battle bar.
If they do good enough.
But I tell you what, they're not gonna get a chance to sit on Slick and Thick.
And listen, man, we got a lot of great friends and family in Jersey. To all my friends and family, if I've ever made you smile, bought you a dinner, picked you up when you were down, if you don't come to the show, I'm gonna be personally offended. I've kept receipts. I know who you are. I will be watching. I will be clocking people in the audience. I will be looking. There's gonna be a big part where you're gonna have to hold it because I'm gonna be like, okay, he's good, she's good, he's good. I'm gonna be
checking
looking
the list,
and then I'm gonna be remembering. What is that saying your father likes to say?
No good deed goes unpunished.
That's not the one. I believe it is. Eaten bread is soon forgotten.
That's right. Eaten bread is soon forgotten.
An A.
Cynical guy, my dad.
Very much so. Very much so. I wonder where you get it from. But all I'm saying is, you know what I mean? Come out. Come support your fucking boy.
Yeah. It would be sad if they didn't come because
Could you imagine?
They've come out to watch you fight. So it's like they'd rather watch you get punched in the face than tell jokes and make them laugh. Kind of sick group of people.
Yeah.
Sick group of people here.
That's New Jersey for you.
That's Jersey. I posted on my story this thing from Bali, this unbelievable outdoor treehouse in Bali, and I'm like, I get it. This is why people love Jersey, because this is what you have. And I have so many people in my DMs going, "What part of Jersey is that?"
Yeah, I was looking at that like, that's not Jersey. I was, it's just,
I'm like,
I don't know.
No, it's Camden.
That's when I was like, all right, he's fucking retarded.
Still, you would think that people would get it that I was messing. No, they were like, maybe you mean Cherry Hill, but not Camden.
Listen, bro, it's kind of hard to infer tone through fucking texted words. You know what I mean? Leads to a lot of problems and a lot of problems. People are like, no, I wasn't saying it like this. I was saying like, you know what I mean?
Time.
You infer tone through
Absolutely.
text, and it leads to fucking people feeling so like. You gotta put extra LOLs to let
the
people know
emoji.
you're kidding. And
This is why the emoji was
that's why I
invented.
do that. I do that wink face with the tongue out if I'm like talking shit
That's a
and
good
like
one.
being like a dick.
Yeah.
Like say something mean, but then I kind of do that.
Yeah,
You know?
that's a great move right there. That's kind of like the text version of "with all due respect." Like no,
Gerard was watching Ricky Bobby.
just
the other
because
day.
you say "with all due respect" doesn't mean
You can say whatever you want.
you say whatever you want.
It does.
think
It's
it
in the
does.
Geneva Convention.
So the emoji's kind of like that, but it's an interesting thing that you bring up, and this is actually a bit I've been.
What about how all my friends better come and support us?
They're gonna come. Oh, they're gonna come. Oh, we're gonna come. They're gonna come. Hey, producer, that would have been a perfect Donald Trump. We're gonna come, but you know, whatever. Hey, fine. The interesting.
All I'm saying is, they better come.
The interesting thing with the text messages and the emojis is this new generation coming up. It's like they've communicated more than ever before. They've been talking with more people than we ever did, and the generation before us, obviously. But they don't know how to communicate. Like, how many times has somebody cut you off, and it's like the little wave has gone. The wave has just gone. The little that little wave, that wave can save lives.
I'm constantly waving.
You gotta do the wave.
I'm also constantly cutting people off. Or I'm constantly like I'm not waiting in line.
Oh.
Where everyone else is waiting in line.
Oh no.
I'm going to the front and I'm jamming myself in
Gotta
there
go.
by any means.
I just don't understand how people drive like they have nowhere to go. That's the part I just don't get.
Oh, it annoys the shit out of
I
me.
just don't get it, you know?
Like, I have places to be.
Yeah.
Like, you don't. All right, just get out of the way then.
When was the last time you got flipped off by somebody?
You know, great question. I'm not sure if I got flipped off the other day.
Ah.
I couldn't tell. I was in the left lane. I was in Jersey, and guy was in front of me.
Well, it was going to happen somewhere.
I hit him with the high beams, right?
Solid.
Like, cause it was. I had enough.
Yeah.
All right. I was on his bumper. I gave him a little time. Eventually, I was like, get the fuck out of the way. Hit the high beams. A quick one. I'm not blaring you. Like the horn of beam. I give him a little high beam, and I see this, like, and I think he might have been like waving. Or my first thought is that
Was
he
it
went
the Ufa?
right to the fucking finger.
Ufa?
At first I thought he went right finger.
When was the last time you got one of these?
I mean, probably
20
in like
years?
1960.
20 years?
Probably in 1960 New York.
You know
what I mean?
You never got one of these? How about one of these?
I don't think anyone's ever done that to me.
Never?
No, and they never been allowed to tell
That
about
was a
it.
big one with my uncle. Oh, excuse me.
You know what I'm
Yeah, that
saying?
was a big one with my uncle. Like, somebody would like be like joking around with him or messing around or like giving him a dig or something. Be like, right there.
Yeah.
When was the last time you heard somebody say right here? Right here. Hey, I got your high beams right here.
I think at that Eddie Murphy comedy special, and that Raw one was
In
like,
1980?
yeah, he's like Italian guys when they go and see Rocky.
Oh, you just saw Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
I got your stuff over here.
Over here. We gotta swallow. We gotta. This is.
Come on, man. You're supposed to be a professional. Play
I'm sorry.
through.
Yeah,
Play
yeah.
through.
The show must go on. Speaking of play through, the Heat 3-0, Nuggets 3-0 to go to the NBA Finals. 11 people still watch the NBA, and because of those 11 people, it's been brought to my attention there is a wild conspiracy theory going around that actually has some legs, man. Have you heard about this one?
Wait, the Celtics are down 0-3?
That's right.
Really? So they're a game away from sweeping them.
That's right.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the Heat have Jimmy Butler, who's gone off. And there is a crazy conspiracy theory going around that Jimmy Butler is actually the illegitimate child of Michael Jordan.
How cool would that be?
So, and it's not just that they look similar, right? You, like those photos can always be like Photoshop, but look at that screen. That's pretty wild. Like, first of all, right? Now I know
That's racist.
Here we go. It's all black people look the same. I knew it was coming. Runaway Slav. Can't wait for the
said
comment.
it, dude.
But look at that.
Piece of shit.
I mean, that's incredible, right? But beyond that, look, it can be manipulated, Photoshop.
That's not that incredible. That's not that incredible.
They got the same eyes, the same nose, the same mouth, the same forehead, the same eyebrows. What else do you need here, buddy? What Jordan's earlobes are a little bit bigger, so that's
Trying to let me see. Yeah, it's Jordan. That's Butler.
yeah. Anyway, same height,
Butler's mother must have had a gap tooth.
basically the same height, basically the same weight. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Apparently, Michael Jordan is known to have an illegitimate child. And his wife found out about it, and he had been making payments to this woman. When his wife found out about it, they got a divorce, and that was around the time that Jimmy Butler would have been 13 years old.
Yeah.
Now, Jimmy Butler grew up without a father, and his mother kicked him out of the house at 13 years old when apparently she stopped receiving payments from the father that he never met. Timelines intersecting.
Okay.
Now, if you're Jimmy Butler,
Okay.
do you demand a DNA test immediately, or is it better not to know? Does Jimmy Butler think he's Michael Jordan's son? Is the question.
We got to get Jimmy on.
There's only one way to find out.
He's down here in Miami.
Down here in Miami.
We got to get Jimmy on.
Yeah, we got to get Jimmy on. And
Has no one talked to him about this?
I'm sure they have. Maybe they don't have the balls to.
Huh.
I mean,
Yeah.
He looks like a normal human being.
Questions.
Yeah, he looks like a normal human being on TV, but in real life,
he's
that's
tall as shit.
That's 6'7", 225 pounds of pro athlete, right?
I would look short on an NBA court.
Oh yeah, wild. I've told you the Jason Kidd story. Like,
I'm the same height as him, and he looks like a small guy.
He might be an inch taller than you.
He's 6'3".
Okay.
Right? 6'3", maybe 6'4".
He might be an inch taller than you.
Okay.
I told you I did the charity event with him, and it was mind blowing because you
see them on the court and they look small.
You think of them as being short. You internalize them as being
even like MJ looks like an average guy.
Totally.
Michael Jordan, but he's 6'6".
6'6".
Yeah.
Yeah, like Shaq, you can't even fathom. Like what does 7'2", 500 pounds, athletic pounds look like? You know? Like it's next level. So if you're Jimmy Butler, put yourself in that scenario. Put yourself in those shoes. Wouldn't you have to know? Wouldn't you want to know? He
might know. He might know. He might know either way.
Do you think he would know? Why wouldn't he go with Jimmy Jordan? Went with number 22.
Why wouldn't he go with 24?
24? Maybe they didn't want to do the Kobe thing.
I love 22 is my favorite number, but I think why would he want to be like one below him? Especially so I think if you have the Jordan genes and he grew up not with the Jordan luxuries.
Yeah.
That's it's probably what
you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
It's what made him what he was. No, he wasn't. He didn't have a gym in his house and a fucking pool and all the. You know what I mean? Like
sure.
he had to come up tough. He had to come up tougher.
You imagine
why Jordan's kids aren't in the NBA?
Jordan's kids don't look like him. Like it's wild. Like. It's crazy. What
are we saying here? Are we making fucking?
I'm not making allegations. I think there should be an investigation into it.
I'm not making allegations. I just think there should be an investigation.
I just think that
what
people
type of
deserve to know. People deserve to know.
Bro, that shirt behind me is pretty cool.
Slick and thick. Yeah.
I'd like one.
We got some merch coming soon. That's going to be pretty dope. I'm excited about it. How about show the people your guy? You're fucking Lil Mickey. Lil Mickey.
Oh, my bobblehead?
Yeah, Lil Mickey.
My bobblehead over here?
Yeah.
So you grab some stuff. What do you got over there? I got some UFC gloves. You know what? I'll bring in some of my fucking some of those like trading cards and shit, and just some other cool shit to just swag on people.
Just swag, just swag out. Yeah. The conspiracy theories, I love them, man. Like that shit. Obviously.
So I'm sorry. So going back to that. Their faces look alike. He's a beast basketball player, and
same size.
He got kicked out when he was 13.
Yeah, that timeline overlaps oddly.
Well, we got to talk to his mama.
Ooh, Mrs. Butler.
She'll probably spill the beans. Like she'd probably talk about it pretty easy.
Yeah, we got to get to Mrs. Butler. Mrs. Butler.
Why didn't she ask for more child payment? Why didn't she ask for more child payments after 13? There's just some holes in the story, G. But
it's not. This is why it's just something to consider. It's not.
No, and that's why I'm considering
until proven guilty. Listen. I would never claim Michael Jeffrey Jordan would be a derelict father, but Couldn't you think of like a cool he got game moment where it's Jimmy Butler versus Michael Jordan playing 1-on-1 for like the Jordan brand?
He Got Game is a good movie.
Oh yeah. Now, interesting about He Got Game. I just found this out. Jesus Shuttlesworth, when he plays his
Denzel Washington?
Spoiler alert. So Jesus Shuttlesworth, Ray Allen.
That's Ray Allen,
when
yeah.
he plays his father, Denzel.
Yeah, I heard. Did I send this to you?
Did you send it to me?
I think I did.
You did.
But anyway.
He plays his father. He's supposed to beat him 11-0. But Denzel played a little college basketball and thought he could ball, and he wanted to like show out a little bit on Ray Allen.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I could take him.
Who at the time, I don't know if he was in the NBA yet or he was just done being.
He was.
He was just in the NBA. I think he was the top overall pick in the draft. He was unbelievable at UConn. Ended up having a great career.
Man.
Yeah, and so Denzel's putting it on him, going hard, checking him, boxing him out, to the point where Ray Allen turns and goes, "What the fuck is this?" to Spike, and Spike's like, I don't know what to tell you. It's Denzel. Like he's a method actor. And so the Ray Allen's people were like, "That's it. We got to get a stuntman in here. There's no way." Ray Allen's like, "Nah, fuck that. He wants to play. We'll play." And he's not scored another point. And that's the actual scene that you see is Ray Allen getting legitimately pissed off at Denzel Washington and turning it on and talking shit because in the script he was supposed to beat him 11-0, and Denzel showed him up.
That was a real moment.
That moment is Denzel.
I would love if we could pull that up because I would actually like to see that because I've seen that movie a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But as a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'd like to if that was possible somehow. Obviously, we're not going to get it right away, even though we got these dope producers over here.
Got our engineer Christian
boys
in the
over
booth.
here.
We got Ben Castro, podcast junkies hooking us up. Better sounding.
I think the mics. I can stand up and the mic is not even near me and it picks me up.
Yeah, it's a good mic. It's
pretty cool.
Mic, yeah,
it's a nice little set here too. This is the new home of Slick and Thick.
This is the new home of Slick and Thick, brother. This is it. The podcast junkies. I love it. And if you're down here in South Florida, this has got to be your studio. Podcast junkies is
yeah, Boca.
Yeah, so Jesus Shuttlesworth, that I can't believe. Now that's a movie. We talked to Ethan Suplee, who that's still one of my favorite episodes. That was incredible. He Got Game is a movie I don't think can get made today.
Why is that?
Because I don't think the NCAA and all those coaches that they had involved I think it would be bad for the brand. I don't think the NBA and the NCAA would allow that movie to get made to show how dirty and corrupt the recruiting system actually is.
Yeah. That was kind of the point of it, though, right?
That was the point of it.
Yeah.
You know, that was the point of it. It exposed...
yeah, after, like, that Reggie Bush stuff, I feel like they're kind of like, we got to tighten up the fucking belt here.
There used to be... You had, in like a 4-year span, you had what? You had the program, which was Florida State. It was just Florida State. Like the ESU, Timberwolves. Yeah, okay. With the same exact colors in the stadium.
East Stroudsburg University?
ESU.
Is that ESU?
Well, I don't know what other ESU there would be.
All right.
But yeah.
That was the movie? I never saw that movie.
In the movie, it's Eastern State University, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Movie's great. Oh, great movie. Great movie. Love it. Actually, big fan of the show is the guy who played Latimer.
Latimer?
Yeah.
You got a favorite sports movie ever?
Favorite sports movie? Dude, The Program's up there. The Program's great. Oh, it's a great movie, man. The Program's a great movie. If you were like a young football player and you were like a little bit afraid of football, but you also wanted to be a man, The Program.
Who's afraid of football?
I think a lot of kids are afraid of football. All you ever hear about it is if you watch ESPN,
maybe that makes sense why I'm a fighter, but I had never had any fear of football whatsoever.
Yeah, if you watch ESPN these days, all you hear is injury. It's all the news is injury. Everybody, when I was coaching these kids, I'd have the parents coming up to me and be like, so how do we avoid injury? And I'm like, your kid throws 52. I think you're good. I think you're going to be all right. If your kid is throwing 98 miles an hour and he's at high risk for shoulder issues or, the ulnar nerve's going to pop, it's a good problem to have. Let's get him up into the 70s before we start worrying about it.
I saw this dude on Barstool ranked all the movies, all the sports movies. So I wanted to pull that up. I'll send it to our dope producers up in here if I can find it. But
yeah,
I remember they had like in the top 3. I know Rudy was up there.
I hate that movie.
You hate that movie?
I hate that movie.
You know who hates that movie more than you?
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana
hates that movie.
Why does he hate that movie?
Because it's full of shit.
Yeah.
Rudy's full of shit. They carried him off the field to make fun of him. And as a kid, you're like, wow, this is really cool, man. Good for this guy. But as like an adult, you're like, this motherfucker. It's a Monday after we're doing a walkthrough. Hey,
So
why
wait,
don't
they
you calm
really
down?
carried him off sarcastically?
Yes. And there's been a few people on the team that have called him out for his bullshit because he's made millions of dollars going around as like a motivational speaker.
Daniel Rudiger?
Yeah, and like he won't go to like the reunions and stuff. That was a national championship team that he did that on. It was a national championship team.
And what? They were like, he was just being a tryhard?
Yeah, but like in the worst way possible. Being a tryhard's a good thing. It no different than like, imagine some undersized white belt and your guys are like being cool, letting this guy stick around, and then
Someone's coming to mind. Anyway, keep going.
and then he's just being chill. You're just being chill, and then this dude like out of nowhere just starts like ripping for your ankles, ripping for your toes, just like smashing, doing like all the dirty, nasty things.
I'd kick him in the face, just like fucking. They should have done to Rudy. Then should have stuffed his ass in a locker.
And I'm pretty sure
But they didn't.
Montana thinks the Vince Vaughn character was based on him.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, he was the quarterback of that team, no?
But no, he was like a bust. He was a bust. The Vince Vaughn character was like supposed to be a great quarterback, but he didn't work hard. If you had half the heart of Rudy, you'd be an All-American.
Oh man.
Yeah. So Joey. Montana talks about that. Hates that movie.
Yeah.
Hates that movie. Hates
can
Rudy.
we pull up maybe Montana talking about Rudy? I've never heard him talk about it. I've just heard that he hates it.
Pull up the video, Christian. Let's not get articles. Go on YouTube and pull up the video if you can.
Yeah.
We can circle back to it.
But we talked about this.
There you go.
Good job.
That was That was the voice of Dan Patrick.
That was some good timing.
Yeah.
To start the show. Like that, here it is against Notre Dame, and he has one of these incredible moments.
Look at that
Rudy-like
set. Look at
moment.
Danny Patrick.
And it made me think about when we had Joe Montana on.
Man,
this was
ESPN
11
used to
years
be
ago.
great.
Is my question included
Once
in
upon
this
a time.
seating with Joe Montana?
How the mighty
You
have
speak
fallen.
at some point, but it's brief.
Okay, because I asked him if
Get to
he
the
was
fuck.
there
Let's go,
when Rudy
Christian.
was
Get to
there
the
at
Montana
Notre
part.
Dame.
Yeah.
There it
it's
is.
a movie, remember.
There we go.
Not all that's true.
Well, what wasn't true?
Well, the crowd wasn't chanting. Nobody threw in their jerseys. He did get in the game.
Yeah.
He got carried off the game, and really we played back then. They tried to play someone at the end that all the seniors could get in at the last home game. So the schedule kind of was set that way, and so he got in. He did get a sack, and then the guys just carried him off, kind of playing around. I won't say it's a joke, but it's playing around.
Sounds like it was a joke.
No. But he did. He worked his butt off to get where he was and to do the things he did.
This is the nicest
remember how
I've
this
ever
blew up?
heard. This is the nicest I've ever heard Joe Montana talk about it. That was the
Yeah, that
nicest
was very,
and most
he was very
diplomatic.
polite.
Yeah,
He was very polite about it.
I've heard
can't
other
find this fucking
stories
thing.
where not as diplomatic. Let's say, not as diplomatic. But
Hey Ben, can I get a cup, please? Cup, thank you.
But I like the I like the idea of Jimmy Butler, being Michael Jordan's heir.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that idea.
I like it too.
I want to believe
fun.
it's true. I kind of want to believe it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Just like I want to believe another movie you haven't seen, unfortunately, In The Rock.
Oh yeah.
The Rock apparently is written
Gracias.
so that the Sean Connery character in The Rock, the best Michael Bay movie ever made. I don't think by far. It's like Michael Bay made a great movie just to prove he can do it, and then became.
Is that good of a movie?
Oh, it's a great movie. I think The Rock is a phenomenal movie.
I gotta watch that shit.
Yeah, Sean Connery,
You
Nicolas
seen?
Cage.
You didn't see it. You saw The Rock?
That's right. Yeah. So did you
Man.
know this, Christian? And you can pull
You
this
saw
up.
it too, Ben? All right.
Apparently, The Rock.
Me and Ben are gonna watch it.
The Rock was written as the conclusion to the Sean Connery James Bond character.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Dickhead. We just said we didn't watch it.
Sorry. Spoiler alert.
What a fucking jerk off.
Spoiler
guess,
alert.
Guess we're not watching The Rock, Ben.
Sorry. The movie's 25 years old. Sorry. Spoiler alert.
But you just heard me say that I wanted to see it and I hadn't seen it.
Yeah. So Michael Bay's The Rock might actually be the last of Sean Connery's James Bond films. So do yourself a favor. All right. Watch
What?
all of
No!
Connery's
You
James
ruined
Bond
it.
films.
I
then
did.
watch
I did.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
You've seen Mr. No?
Yes.
Bullshit.
Yes, I have.
Really?
Yeah, I've suffered through a lot of it. All right.
You don't think they're good?
Nah. I think some of them are good, but there's like good parts. Like I like when Jaws is there.
Oh man.
Jaws is he's pretty captivating. But other than that, I think there's a lot of boring stuff in the Bonds.
Really?
Yeah. But I like them. Then again, you know what I mean? Like they're not my favorite. Okay. But I've watched them and like there is something,
Who's the best James Bond?
I feel like Connery's kind of the most realistic. I think I might like some of the Roger Moore ones better, which I was surprised by. When his like fighting is so bad, like he's like so slow and like he's obviously not like he can't move very well. Like at least Connery's like an athlete.
Yeah.
You know
what I can't stand in these fighting movies, man, when like people like headbutt a punch.
But I think my favorite James Bond is fucking GoldenEye with Pierce Brosnan.
That's a great movie. With Sean Bean?
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
And like I grew up on that. I grew up playing fucking GoldenEye in 64.
Yeah, the game.
Yeah.
For England,
the blood
James.
drips down the screen.
Yeah.
When you kill- Yeah.
Nailed it. Nailed it. I love that game. I love that movie.
I got a lot of great characters
that
in
might
it.
be. I think the Daniel Craig movies were pretty good. But I think I'm with you. I think I like the Pierce Brosnan.
I like the Pierce Brosnan.
I like the Pierce Brosnan. The Pierce Brosnan Bond, man. Who should be the next Bond? Apparently, it's going to be Idris Elba.
All right.
Is that a good casting? Do you think?
I don't know. I guess I'll have to see it. He's British. Mm-hmm. He's black.
Yep. Well, I mean, sign of the times.
Yeah. I'm all right with it. I'm cool with that actually. Actually, I'm big in on that.
He's a pretty badass guy. I can't read that, Ben. What's going on here? Just
these are the James Bonds ranked
by tomato meter.
By tomato meter.
27. So the first one is Goldenfinger.
Goldenfinger.
Yeah.
That one's all right. Who's the Bond in that one?
I think that's Roger Moore. Oh, it's Connery?
Is Connery?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Goldfinger.
That one's not bad.
Oh, wait, which one did you say you liked?
GoldenEye. Dun, 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 dun.
Let's see where that is.
GoldenEye, shoot you down.
Yeah.
You remember?
Ranked number 10.
Number 10.
Yeah, what the fuck do they know?
Yeah. Wild. I'll tell you what they know. Pull up the tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes. Cleopatra on Netflix. 2%. That's 2%.
Why do you keep bringing up shit I haven't seen?
Engage in the culture, Mickey.
No.
Engage in the culture.
I started watching White House Plumbers.
Oh, yeah? How's that? Why are you bringing up shit I haven't seen?
Good. Yeah, how does it feel, motherfucker? Exactly. I'm engaging in the culture.
Engage. Is it good?
Yeah. Woody Harrelson?
Is it about the Nixon?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Well,
Woody
I'm
Harrelson,
familiar with what really happened. Gerard Gordon Liddy.
Yeah, that fucking guy. Mm-hmm.
Roger Stone.
Roger Stone,
Yeah.
who should be a soon-to-be guest.
Yeah, shout out Sal Greco.
On the podcast. Yeah, shout out Sal Greco, our boy.
Sal Greco did nothing wrong. Yeah. I gotta tell you, man, the idea of getting caught for something that the government did seems so foreign to me now. You haven't been following the Durham report or anything like that, right? So let's just say this without going too deep into it. What the FBI was caught doing with
the screen was just on you when you said that? So they didn't see my sly face? All right. People, well, they lost it. It's over. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you guys are in trouble now. We got a split screen. You guys are in. We got a monitor. You guys are.
I just feel bad for the people.
Now.
You guys all here got to see it. I just feel bad for the people around the world, internationally watching, who are trying to,
Yeah, Yeah, so the Durham report basically exposes that the FBI colluded with the Clinton campaign, Biden and Obama. They knew that the Miller report, the whole idea of Russian influence in Trump, it was complete bullshit. They completely fabricated it. Then they made it so that every whistleblower that came forward to say it was bullshit was either fired or intimidated. It's the biggest. It's turning out to be the most corrupt thing that's happened in our government in a very, very, very long time. Basically, the CIA and the FBI, to break it really down, they tried to make a coup. They tried to make Trump lose the first one, then they made Trump lose the second one. That's our own CIA and our FBI, and there's incontrovertible evidence at this point that they did it. And the fact that the White House plumbers, what happened with Nixon, would be like one of 100th things that this current administration has been caught doing.
The what report?
The Durham report.
You know what would be good? If they had fucking golden eye, Pierce Bronson's gonna get ya. And he fucking solved the whole thing.
That'd be
That's
cool.
how a GoldenEye would go down.
I think so. I think that's the appeal of those movies, is that like somebody actually gets their comeuppance. Nothing's gonna happen to these people. Nothing happened to the COVID people.
Maybe.
Nothing happened to the COVID people.
Happened yet.
Nothing's gonna happen.
You don't think so?
No, they're just gonna keep getting more and more powerful, more and more. Yeah, the other you sent me something I thought was pretty cool on speaking of movies, the movie Heat. How that was an original.
You like the movie Heat?
I love the movie Heat.
I love the movie Heat too. Yeah, I love when. So I'm a big like I like crime movies the best. You got a floppy mic over there, bro?
I'm good. We're good.
I like the crime movies. They're like some of my favorites, like Pulp Fiction and shit like that. But Heat, that's another one where I'm not rooting for Al Pacino. I'm rooting for Neil motherfucking McCauley and his crew. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm rooting for them, hoping he gets away, gets out of there correct. So Neil McCauley, who is played by Robert De Niro, is based on a real guy named Neil McCauley, who he spent over half his life in jail. He was in Alcatraz. He was like a real criminal.
Really?
And I think they had the real. So you know in Heat when they have the Al Pacino plays Detective Hanna, and Neil McCauley plays the robber, the thief, criminal. They have that coffee cup. They have a conversation at the diner over a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Right? That happened in real life.
Is that right?
That happened in real life. So let me pull that shit up real quick so I can reference it a little better. The story of Neil
McCauley and the real heist that inspired Michael Mann's Heat.
Yeah. That's it right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess the real guy's name was like Adamson or something. Let me find it.
Alfalfa, really.
Yeah,
he
Chuck
broke bad,
Adamson.
huh?
Yeah, right.
Alfalfa
You see, he got that alfalfa going on. What do you think? He just got roughed up, or was that like a look back then?
Nah, I don't know, man.
What do you think is up with that hair?
I think old boy got a little bit too into the girls, and alfalfa sprouted, broke bad. Yeah.
Too into the girls?
Too into the girls, man. What
do you mean?
That was the whole alfalfa thing. It was supposed to be, all boys club, no girls allowed. And then alfalfa's out there.
Oh, damn. He went bad.
The dude, now that we think about it, the dude was breaking rules early on.
Yeah.
You know what? Good for you, son. Become ungovernable.
Yeah. Well, this guy was very, very, very ungovernable. He was a consummate professional criminal. Had already spent 20. He was born in 1914, died in 64.
Ooh,
same way.
That's your ideal your ideal generation right there, man.
It was just getting I guess right around then. Yeah, man. He probably had a dope life other than the 25 years in prison.
So this guy lived for 50 years and 25 of them were in prison.
Yeah.
So he's a kid for 10. So he spent 15 adult years like free.
Yeah.
Rough. That's a rough one.
But he just wouldn't stop. He wouldn't stop. He got out. And they were on him, like they were putting surveillance on him, and he was just like,
because he's a recidivist.
Yeah, I do what I do. He was the big time recidivist.
Neutralize the recidivist. For the good of society.
Yeah, he there was a real thing too. Remember how in Heat when the guy leans back on the chair and hits the shipping container they're all waiting in?
Yes.
So Macaulay and his crew are in this building. They're breaking in. They're like using drills, breaking into this like I think it was like a diamond thing or something. And then one of the cops kind of leans back on his chair and bumps the shipping container, makes noise, and Macaulay hears it. He looks, and he's like, "We got to go." He had the discipline to like get the fuck out of there.
Really?
Right? Yeah. This guy had the same type thing. They had cops hiding in the like in this place. They were there for like 5 or 6 hours. And Adamson, who Detective Hannah, Al Pacino's character was based off of, was like, "Yo, just stay there, don't move." One of these guys, after like 5, 6 hours, got up and went to the door.
That's him.
The real that's supposed to be
Pacino.
Pacino.
That's a hardball. He looks like the guy from Dumb and Dumber who they accidentally kill.
Oh, Mike Starr.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
You want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Yeah, he. So yeah, that's
If it
that's
comes
the
out
real
with the
Pacino guy.
dressing on the side, I send it back.
Yeah, that was in The Office. The same guy. Yeah, good call. But yeah, he. So he did. He. They had the real conversation. He had the discipline to pull the job. You know, in the middle of the job, he was like, "No, we're walking. It's out." Like he.
I wonder, because you're talking now the 20s and the 30s. The cops were very shoot first, ask questions later type of deal back then. Very LA Confidential type shit. So I'd probably want to walk off the job too. They had Tommy guns and whatnot.
They still got Tommy guns in the 60s?
This was in the 60s. This happened?
So they have this conversation in 64.
Oh, then I'm way off. I thought this was happening in the 30s.
Man, think about it. He died like same way Macaulay died, kind of
In a shootout with a cop?
in a shootout with this guy Adamson, that dude Mike Starr, who you were just looking at. That's the dude who killed him. But I have some of the dialogue from according to Adamson. At the diner over a cup of coffee, Adamson goes, "Why don't you go somewhere else and cause trouble?" Macaulay goes, "I like Chicago." Adamson said, "You realize that one day you're going to be taking down a score and I'm going to be there." And Macaulay said, "Well, look at the other side of that coin. I might have to eliminate you."
Oof.
That's just hard, right? And then Adamson said he left, said, "I'm sure we'll meet again." And then Adamson ended up, they went to rob I think it was like a supermarket, and like a bunch of he had got away with $13,000, but just like in the movie with the Big Bang thing, all the cops are out there. They started going for their car. They were shooting at the cops shooting at them. They end up getting a little bit, but it was all blocked off. They got away a little bit, but it was, they had the perimeter covered. So then eventually one guy escaped, just like in the movie. But guess what? Caught him later that day.
Oh, they got him later that day.
Yeah, there's no Chris Shaherlis getting away. And then his wife giving him the sign to get the fuck out of there.
Tip him off.
Yeah. His wife, who was cheating on him, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. You know why?
Why?
Because she had a great ass.
And your head was all up in it. Well, yeah. So they ended up catching. They end up catching them down in an alleyway.
Ashley Judd looked like Angelina Jolie in that movie.
Pull her up.
Ashley Judd in that movie was a certified baddie.
She did have a little Angelina Jolie thing going on, but like Angelina Jolie at like bargain basement.
No. And look, Angelina Jolie for me in Gone in 60 Seconds is about as hot as a woman has ever been on film. Maybe Jessica Alba in Idle Hands. Maybe that's a bondage thing of mine. I don't know. But Ashley Judd, I mean, that's not even the best picture ever. I mean, that's beautiful.
That's about as good as it gets.
That's pretty good right there, bud. I mean,
that's as good as it gets in the picture. That's the best.
Oh, would you knock it? No, she's got a body on her in that movie.
But that's what she looks like.
We got to listen. We're gonna start naming the Jamie Presley Annual Underrated Award. Ashley Judd.
She looks good there.
Ashley, she's a
very
babe.
beautiful there.
She's a babe.
Maybe I just didn't like her fucking attitude.
Yeah, and she's a dumb commie LA liberal too, and I'm saying all these nice things about her, man. She's a babe. Double Jeopardy, one of my favorite movies. Love Double Jeopardy. Another movie you haven't seen, huh?
Fuck no. There's a lot of
Lee
movies
Jones.
I haven't seen, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, well, you've been wasting all your time training.
Yeah.
The rest of us have been engaging in the culture.
Dude, I've been living a fucking sick life.
Been a tough one, huh?
No, it's been sick. It's been dope.
Just
yeah,
rolling
I get to hone my fucking killing moves all the time.
Killer juice.
Yeah, man. I got too many tricks, too many moves.
You think that's
too many muscles, too many women.
You think that's a real thing?
It's like
when people headbutt the punches in the movies?
Oh hell yeah.
So that's something like when somebody gets into a street fight, somebody goes to throw a punch.
Well, I mean, Christian would probably be good at it, not just because he's had some fights, but he's got that nice fluffy hair in the front. Me too. That's what. See, us real fighters, we got this little floofiness. So
for people that have never seen Christian, it's hilarious.
You could take that shit. You could take that shit all day.
People that have never seen
if you
Christian,
get hit,
look at him. He looks like the meme. He looks like the fuckboy meme. Christian.
There's handsome Christian.
There's handsome Christian.
Oh yeah, showing off them sides.
I can see how we got the black stripper girlfriend.
Yeah,
that's pretty good looking right there.
What's up, buddy?
That's high. That's high level Riz. Chris, we found out what Riz means, buddy,
and it has nothing to do with looks. So,
which is odd.
No, everyone knows that.
No, looks.
Riz is game.
Riz is game. You don't think looks help with game?
No, I don't know.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Maybe, but no.
Sounds like a gorgeous man talking.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
For sure.
No, but I mean, game is it's different. Obviously, good looks is gonna help your conversion rate, but you could have zero game.
Do you know what?
You have no confidence.
Do you know what Riz means, Christian? Do you know what Riz means, Ben? I didn't know this. And I don't think the world knows this until Friday on our episode. Comes out Friday, or did it come out last Friday? I can't keep up with when our episodes air.
Who the fuck knows?
It's gonna be this Friday.
It's gonna be this Friday.
Oh, should we tell them, or should we tell them to just tune in?
Spoiler alert. Tune in to find out the origin of Riz.
Oh, you're not going to spoil this one.
Yeah, it's a 25-year-old movie. You can't spoil a 25-year-old movie.
But you literally were just selling it to me. You just got me excited about it.
You can't spoil a 25-year-old movie. You can't do it.
You did it. Congratulations. You did do it.
Christian, is that your natural curly hair? Or did you get a perm?
Come on, man.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. It's my natural curly hair. I'll cut to it again just so you guys can see.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's natural. I might get cornrows soon.
For all our lady fans.
Yeah.
Has a black girlfriend for a week. This dude gets cornrows.
Damn, that's true. That's a really good one. When he mentioned that the other day, I didn't think about that.
Let's pump the brakes. Let's just, maybe, I don't know. Maybe start with, dribbling with your left hand first, see how that feels.
Yeah.
Slowly engage in the culture. Let's not go all in. Right off the bat. Slowly ingratiate yourself to the cookout.
So to answer your question,
dive in,
you were like saying when someone throws a punch and in movies they like headbutt it.
Yeah, there's always like the big bad. That's like the move for the and then they headbutt and like they hit the guy's hand.
That's actually that's kind of like high level shit. Like I'm sure in the movie like I remember in Ace Ventura Ace Ventura throws a punch and the guy.
Yes, he bites it. Yeah.
He you know what I mean?
Tommy Lee Davidson.
That's crazy.
Iquinsu Orcha.
That was Tommy Davidson?
Yeah, but no, was it Tommy Davidson? No, it wasn't Tommy Davidson. It was the other guy. No, I always get Tommy Davidson and David Alan Grier mixed up. It's one of the two of them.
Then it'd probably be Tommy Davidson, but I don't think it is. But
oh hell yeah, we got Biscotti over here. Check out Podcast Junkies. With a biscuit.
You eat that stuff over there?
Yes.
No, see, he's a vegan over here.
Thank you.
And he's probably some milk in that.
Oh yeah. So you punch people on the top of the head. It's my turn now.
Yeah, he's fucking spitting crumbs all over the place.
Talk about it.
All right.
Anyway,
so there's a good fight. There's a good fight with here you can see Calvin Kattar and Giga
Chikadze.
How do you say his last name?
Giga
Chikadze. So, and by the way,
that elbow.
Don't be afraid to pull it up.
Everybody fucked up. Everybody thought fucking my boy Calvin was gonna get fucked up. I didn't think so. Chiga was Giga, whatever. Is it Chiga, Giga?
It's Giga.
This reminds me of the time
Giga
I was in
killing.
Japan.
Giga was killing everybody, bro. He was killing everybody. He was kicking everybody in their liver, throwing spinning.
I don't remember this
spinning
guy.
back kicks. He's a stud. He's a fucking stud.
They
Real
still fighting now?
talented guy, yeah. But this fight was only like a year ago, or a year and a half or something. But Calvin Kattar is just tough as they come, man, and he puts it on him. But you'll see there's a point in the fight where Giga.
Ooh.
Right? Giga is lowering his head and you can see it. So you can, here's like one where you can see it in a UFC fight. He gets tired by the end. And he starts just like using his head to kind of like, because you could break someone's hand. This is the hardest part of your head. You know? Mm-hmm. Some good highlights. This is a great fight, by the way. It's a banger.
Who's who for people that don't know?
Calvin Kattar is in the
Blue Trunks?
The blue trunks.
Okay.
And Giga is in the black.
Highly active, huh? A lot of activity.
Yeah, it ends up biting him in the butt later.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, a standing knee to the chin.
He lands some nasty spinning elbows.
Then an elbow. Using the elbow. Oh, he's
yeah.
Wow.
Cal's a badass, man.
Dude,
people sleep on Cal.
Wow.
Yeah, people slept on Calvin because he got destroyed by Max Holloway, which is not embarrassing at all.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say he got destroyed. Look at that. I wouldn't say he got destroyed. He definitely got touched up a lot. Like people forget Cal was on his feet the whole time. I don't think they finished it.
Yeah, the corner called it. I think.
No, the corner didn't call it. I know the
he
corner,
went all 5 rounds.
and he felt a little like guilty about it because he was catching flack. But the ref could have stopped it. And as a fighter, you never want to stop it.
It was the most significant strikes. It was the most significant strikes ever absorbed by anyone in the UFC up until that point. The only person who absorbed more significant strike than Calvin Kattar in that fight was T-City again fighting Max Holloway.
Yeah.
So you're saying...
Yeah, it's Max Holloway, man.
Oh, yeah, look at Gig, you're right.
Ever.
Look at Gig, his hands are getting low.
Wild.
His hands get low and he starts using his head.
So he starts using his... Oh, yeah, you can see. You can kind of see. He's leaning into him.
Especially when he's throwing... That's why Calvin's up in the elbows, too. See, he was kind of like looking to just bang, bang, bang. But like, straight up, I did that last week. Just to fuck around, just like to practice seeing shots and like deflecting them off because people are gonna be punching at your face. So if they're coming, and it's gonna come anywhere around here.
Gotta take it down, Christian.
You just boom, comfort, boom, boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just lower that head, and if you see it, if you can see and get the beat on it in time, it's not like the smartest thing. Like it's better. They always say the first line of defense is your feet. So if I can step and get out of the way, good. My next line of defense can be like my limbs. I block it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's interesting because then
I guess third line could be your forehead. But they don't really teach that.
When we were in Jersey, you were telling me, just because you can take a punch doesn't mean you should take a punch. You know,
I said that.
Yeah, and when I was sparring with the dude, you were like, just because you can take it doesn't mean you should take it.
Oh, when we were in Jersey like a year ago.
It was like a year ago. Yeah. Things have changed. I should have led with.
When you said we were in Jersey, I thought you meant like on this last trip.
No. That's interesting though. So there's no danger whatsoever of a punch landing to your forehead or top of the head. That's not gonna hurt you. You don't feel any danger there.
It doesn't feel good, but it doesn't hurt that bad. Like it's just I think this is the hardest part of your head.
I've heard some fighters describe.
It's very hard.
I've heard some fighters describe.
And you'll break your hand. Like that's why in the old days when boxing fights would go like 50 rounds. It was bare knuckle. And yes, right? There was a lot, and back then it was different. There was a lot of grappling. Too. But they would mostly just do body shots because this is from then, if someone would throw a good hard punch and they would duck, you break your hand, you lose the fight.
Not only that,
so you have to settle with a lot of body shots. And you know what I mean? It would basically be an exhaust fight. Who's gonna exhaust out first?
Not only that, but they used to fight like once a week back then. So if you broke your hand, you're
not making money
shape.
now. Yeah.
I mean that's the whole James Braddock thing.
Yeah, you got to protect your hands.
Interesting. And apparently, old school. When I say old school, I want to say like Olympic ancient Greek wrestling. You were allowed body blows as well.
Well, ancient. Oh, I don't know. You might be talking about Greco-Roman, but they had pancration back then, which is a lot of like boys and like men, like they grew up doing basically MMA. Pancratius is basically MMA. It's basically fucking fighting. There's old statues of Greeks with cauliflower ear.
Is that right?
Like, yeah, looking like my shit, fucking out there on the statue. Like, you know, Plato wasn't he a wrestler?
Was a world like a world champ. Well, for back then, a world whatever.
There's only 90 people in the world.
Well, you know, you're taking it away from Plato now?
Yeah, fuck him. How many people in the world?
Yeah, well, so Plato's not his name. His name is some,
Subtropolis.
Unpronounceable Greek Malacca bullshit.
Shoptropolis, Sopolopolis.
Yeah, fluffaluffagus, but Plato just means wide, apparently.
Yeah.
He was just, they were just like, hey, it's the
just
wide
had some
philosopher. But I've heard other fighters say that they don't like getting hit on the forehead, or especially with elbows, because it's very easy to bleed. They don't feel.
Well, you don't want to get hit in the forehead.
Okay.
You want to get hit in the top of the head.
Oh,
It's different. I'm not knocking here. Here, no good. Here, good.
Top of the head.
Top of the head. In the hair.
Yeah, in the Abdullah Oblongata.
Almost like in the a little above the widow peak. You know what I mean? If the widow's peak is here, you get the widow's peak or a little above it. That's
blunt force trauma to the Abdullah Oblongata. We're looking for blunt force trauma to the Abdullah Oblongata. What do we got in the comments, Omri?
Oh man, it's a fucking mess.
Nice.
They're mostly posting pictures of measuring skulls to prove that black people are dumber than white people.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck is wrong with you
I
people?
fucking told you the biggest question that I could see.
How does that even wouldn't?
The biggest question that I saw so far
that was a good looking one.
Came from Twizzle My Nizzle.
Hey, Twizzle My Nizzle.
And he asked, "Why do Jews taste like chicken?" I know.
Maybe you could answer that question, Omri.
What?
Yeah, it's been ever since you said that.
Most
Jordan
things
and Butler
taste like chicken.
Ever since you said that Jordan and Butler look similar,
I knew it.
Just like
I knew it.
All black people are the same,
I
all
knew
their
it.
skulls are smaller because they're stupider. That's just our fans. I'm sorry.
No, it's the Gas Digital fucking.
There has to be one comment worth answering in there. There has to be.
I can do a deep dive into it,
just
but
jump
I just don't think it'll be good for anyone's psyche. But I'll keep you posted.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Sounds good.
I can't stand for this racism. I hate this.
All right.
So racism.
Nice. So now during this Mickey's Pee Break has been brought to you by Podcast Junkies. Podcast Junkies bring you the Mickey Pee Break every week at the 1 hour mark. So for people that don't know what's going on with the Durham Report and what's happening in the country, and I'm going to be doing a podcast, a show, I should say, half-hour show that's going to do a weekly review. If you guys want to, DM me if you want to know about that, where we're focused specifically on politics and current events only. You can follow me at Gerard DGAF for more info on that. That's going to be coming out every Sunday. But until then, the only thing you need to know is that our country has
fucking promoting your little political bullshit when I am away.
That's right.
I saw you. I hear you.
Well,
you think just because I gotta pee, I can't?
What was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to talk about? I got to get politics in on some point here. I mean, we're spending $30 billion in Ukraine, and they just lost. They just lost another city. Ukraine's getting destroyed by Russia. Ukraine's getting massacred.
Well, they should just reach a deal. They should give them maybe like a city or two, and then
what they wanted. They just wanted the
bygones.
Crimea early on. Now, why would Russia stop? They're housing them, and they're kicking the shit out of us on top of it because of it.
Yeah.
And
sorry for having to pee.
Yeah,
but
now
your boys up since 6, training, drinking water, drinking gallons of water.
Now for your punishment, you have to talk world events and current events for a minute.
No, I don't.
So Ukraine,
I'm gonna be disruptive.
Ukraine,
I'm gonna be disruptive and ungovernable.
we found $3 billion more to send Ukraine while we're cutting Medicare and veterans help. All right.
Medicare and veterans help. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, it's a brutal time. It's a very helpless feeling. Did you see? Speaking of, and Christian, we have to ask your girlfriend about this. The NAACP put out a warning for all black people and LGBTQ people to avoid Florida. They said that Florida is hostile to the minority and gay communities. Mickey, as a gay minority, how do you feel about?
I'm just saying, if my people don't pour out to the Stress Factory show, I'm gonna be enraged. I want to. I know we've put a lot of work in, and we're putting a lot of work in to make that the best show ever.
Oh, it's gonna be a good show.
It's gonna be a fucking party.
It's gonna be a big show.
It's gonna be a party.
It's gonna be a party.
Everyone there is gonna have their life changed for the better.
I feel like it might not be a great show because it's gonna be a party.
Oh yeah, we're getting fucked up. That's gonna be a beer cast of all beer casts.
That's gonna be a beer cast. That's gonna be a good.
On
a Thursday in the summer, it's the week after Memorial Day. You're on a 3-day week, baby. Just come hang out. This is gonna be a blast.
Wait, it's the
week. It's the week after Memorial Day.
Memorial Day is this weekend.
That's right.
So it's next week,
June 8th. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Oh.
Memorial Day is this weekend.
That's right. It's Monday though.
What's Monday? Right. Okay.
So we have 7 days.
I thought because you were saying it's like a 3-day week.
Days. No, for a 3-day work week. They didn't actually change the calendar for Memorial Day. It's actually still 7 days.
I know that, but it's not. I thought you meant 3 days leading into the Thursday.
3-day weekend.
Leading into the Thursday.
Then people go back on Tuesday.
A 3-day weekend, not a 3-day week.
No, listen, hear me out here. They've got.
No, but you're kind of talking shitty. Like you're like, oh, they don't change the week for Memorial Day. Fuck you, motherfucker.
Wiki face emoji.
Yeah.
Wiki face emoji. Give
no,
the wave.
And that's the thing is you didn't do like.
With all due respect. With all due respect.
But you're like they don't change the week. Actually, thank you. Fucking dickhead.
With all due respect. With all due respect. 3-day week. You've never had. Look, in all fairness to you, you've never had a 9-to-5 job once in your life. You don't know what a work week is.
What?
You don't know what a work week is.
Yeah, because I work more than that.
Sure, but you don't like. You don't.
I have
you don't get fired
job.
if you don't.
Yeah.
If you show up at 9:05 instead of 8:55, is anybody yelling at you, getting in your shit? Have you ever had a quarterly review?
Never.
You ever had a boss come down on you, threaten to dock your pay?
No.
Have you ever had a boss?
Dana White.
Fucking must be nice. Must be nice.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the boss, huh?
Well, I guess
he's the promoter.
Well, I guess Ralph and Lewis,
Are they our bosses?
They're the boss for sure. Ralph was supposed to come on the show.
Why'd you put the brass knuckles on?
Because I am my own boss. No, I wanted Ralph on the show today. He's down in Miami. We weren't able to make it happen, man. I like Ralph. SDR is a great show. Yeah. I like it. But I mean, it's not like, we got to show up on time. I guess really the fans are kind of our boss. Kind of.
Yeah.
You don't have a boss, huh? Would you consider a referee your boss?
No.
Does the ref do what you tell him to do, or do you do what the ref tells you to do?
Well, in the fights, they do have power over you because they could disqualify you if you keep breaking rules.
There it is. Big John McCarthy, Mickey Gall's daddy. Mickey Gall's daddy.
What about your coaches, Mick? What about your coaches?
Yeah, listen. I mean, it's not that I don't like. I mean, but they don't. They're not gonna fire me, or I don't know. It's just kind of different. Why do you think like that having a boss and the way like things are is like better?
No, not at all. I think it depends on the type of person that you are. I'm unemployable at this point. I have to do things the way I know how to do them, and I'm not wired to just shut up, clock in, do what I'm told, and clock out. I'm not wired that way. Probably to my detriment, probably to my financial detriment. But there are people that are, really good at leading, and there are other people that are really good at executing on the leader's vision. There are other people that are phenomenal employees, but you put them in a role of any sort of authority, and they're horrible.
Right. I guess to what Omri asked with my coaches, like if I was acting like a dickhead or I was like being like a bad guy, my coaches could kick me out of the gym.
Yeah, they're more like accountability buddies. They're a support staff to you. They're not your boss. You're your own boss. But you're a self-starter. All jokes aside, you get up in the morning and you do your work. Right? So that's why you're able to live the type of life that you live, because you put the work in, you pay the cost to be the boss. Right? Other people, I think Christos said this without saying it, other people want that autonomy. Other people want that kind of control over their life, but they don't put in the work that necessitates success in that environment.
Right.
And something that I have to hold myself accountable with is that whole like work from home shit. Sometimes you just got to get up and go somewhere where like I'm doing work. I'm not gonna fucking put on the TV. I'm not gonna like, you got to like go somewhere and do work.
You were talking about we were talking one day about you think you have ADD.
Well, they think I have ADD, which now convinced.
Your internet diagnosed.
They got me.
So I was. I think some of it, like the procrastination, they say, sometimes I feel like it's a cop out. Like I in like 4th grade, they said I had ADD.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just didn't want to be sitting at a fucking desk all day.
No doubt about it.
Being like, having to be here and like raise my hand and like, you know what I mean? Like I just didn't like that shit. I should have been able to be doing shit I liked, been out, outside more. Like 30 minutes of fucking recess.
No doubt.
I was dying for that part and for gym class all day.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like there was like barely anything in school. All that shit was made to like kind of just bore the shit out of you.
Just think, they yell at you for looking out the window and daydreaming, and they're like, you got to focus. And it's like, imagine sitting in this room at this desk in this row, right? Just being a worker bee with the 30 other worker bees and not looking outside.
Maybe that's probably why.
I want to be out there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's part of why I don't do. Like have the normal boss type shit or whatever. But I remember, so they gave me fucking medication, and I don't blame my parents. Like I think they were trying to like, do like the right thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like I didn't like school. I did well. I was I'm very, very smart.
Very smart.
Very, very smart.
Smart guy.
But I would do like the bare minimum. And I would like get like, A's, B's, and C's like all through it. You know what I mean? But I remember when they gave me I used to take this pill called Concerta. And I would take it, and if I didn't take it, after a while, I'd like be like, fuck, like I damn, I didn't take my pill. And I'd like.
How old were you?
I started taking it in 4th grade. I took it like almost.
So you're like 9 years old?
Yeah. So they started giving me pills, and then I'd
Did it calm you down?
Yeah,
or?
I'd be like more just in school, just what, you know what I mean? Like, I guess like I guess it would calm me. But it's like weird because like if you have ADD and you take that stuff, it like calms you. But if you don't have it and you take like Adderall, you get like bussy and like you know what I mean? It's something weird with like the brain chemistry or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I remember if I didn't take it, and this is kind of funny. I'd be in class and I'd be like ready to like, I'd want to like joke around and like be like goofy and like make jokes and not like do this fucking dumb bullshit. And I would also have fucking huge boners that I'd have to tuck into my waistband and into my underwear.
At 9 years old?
Like any time, bro, all through fucking school. Like I would have to tuck it.
Did you go to Jeffrey Epstein School for Children Who Want to Read Good?
No, bro. I think it was something in the thing. Like I would have to like I would literally have to like tuck it into my underwear and then pull my pants up like past my belly button in case I raised my hand and my shirt came up. So my fucking like dick wasn't sticking out.
This whole story is just so Nick can let the world know he had a big hog at fucking 9 years old. This whole story is so I had to tape this thing between my chest, just in case. I had to wear a wristband around my nipples just to keep the dick from popping out the top of my shirt.
Think about like what does that say if I was having these when I wasn't taking the pill?
Yeah, buddy.
right? So I when I was
they were giving what they were doing. They were giving you saltpeter because they were like, this kid walks around with a heart out all day. We just can't have it. We can't have it anymore. We can't have this guy walking the hallways with a full pitch tent. I mean, it's been 8 hours. 4 hours was 4 hours ago.
With my big 9-year-old fucking
big
cock.
old 9-year-old hog. It's so funny, man. You look back on you're like 9 years old. You're like, this thing's so big. It was like this big. It was like it was a rager at like.
Maybe yours, man. Speak for yourself, buddy.
Come on. I'm girthy. Everything about me.
It was like 2 fingers.
I call my dick Play-Doh. It's wide and smart.
But yeah, I remember. I remember it was such a difference. You know, it was like if I didn't have it, I'd be like, fuck. Like it's gonna be hard to get through this day without fucking
literally
just goofing off.
So it sounds like it was hard for you to get through the day anyway.
But G's a comedian, by the way.
I'm sorry. You're processing your trauma here.
I
and all
am.
I'm talking about is your raging 9-year-old heart.
So I was gonna give you. We was gonna talk about fucking. I don't think the hard-on started right then.
This coffee, by the way, Ben, is high octane. I'm getting the shakes a little bit here. This is good. Good high octane stuff.
Yeah.
So they put you on the pills, which calmed you down. Which is, when did you decide like I'm not on the pills? And also
around like college.
Wow.
Yeah, I took that shit all through like high school and shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Uh huh.
Did you feel any difference when you got off of it in college?
No, because then when I was in college, like I could like exercise and like I was able to like kind of have my like where I could pick my classes. Like it was like what I think it's along with that worker bee shit. It was able to make me follow that fucking system.
Soma.
But then when I was able to like I could make my own classes I would pick my my own schedule and do shit like that, and I would like I'd be able to fucking like get up and work out, do like my type of shit.
There's something to that, bro. There's something to that. There's what was it?
Mickey, you got very lucky because a lot of people that had used Concerta from a very young age till college said that they never learned how to regulate their emotions. So now that they're off
I can't regulate my emotions.
No, but like people will just be sitting there and starting to like bawl uncontrollably.
I can't cry.
I have no idea why.
I can't cry. So mine's the opposite. I'm serious. I could like barely cry. I wish I could cry.
Concerta.
I'm fucked up, guys.
Who gives? Sometimes I punch myself to see how much it bleeds. The Concerta, I'm guessing, is like it's like Ritalin, is what I'm guessing, right? Is that essentially what it is?
It's different, but I think it is similar.
So from 9 years old to 10 years old, they sedate you. Do you like? Christian or Omni or Ben, look it up. I believe it was Soma in A Brave New World. I could be mixing these up, all these dystopian novels that I read.
A Brave New World.
But essentially what they did is that in this dystopian future, it was mandatory for the citizenry to take Soma, which then allowed them to become happy in their obedience, essentially. And to don't think for a second that this is not a model that the pharmaceutical company is working on with the elites. They don't want free thinkers with a lot of energy. That is very bad for a government hell-bent on control. If you have confident people asking questions who then have the energy to seek answers, that's a bad thing for a system that is increasingly based on blind obedience. There's some that suspect that the reason why alcohol was so promoted and promulgated after post
wasn't like Soma's isn't Soma's like wasn't that like a party drug people would take?
It is, yeah, but it's not like it I believe it became like a big painkiller or something like that. But the actual thing,
I remember a lot of professional wrestlers.
Was it Brave New World?
Was Brave New World?
Was that so? Huxley talked about Someless. Huxley's a great writer. Huxley has some really, Huxley, Vonnegut, all those cliched guys. But a lot of the stuff they talked about, is bearing fruit.
Right. At the end of the day, with my thing, and just to wrap up that part, I think it it dimmed like my light a little bit, but it I got it back. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what they say. Like Omri was saying, people have emotional problems or whatever. I don't know. Are they still on it? Do they like stayed on it forever?
Yeah, this is a personal friend of mine who said he was on it from about 7 to about 19, and it completely destroyed the way his brain works.
Maybe, you know what he is? He's just anti-vax. That guy, he's just a conspiracy theorist. That's who he is. He sounds honestly like a racist, anti-Semitic transphobe who doesn't trust the science. So
no, he's not a fan of Gas Digital.
Speaking of, let's get to the comments and then we'll wrap her
There's
up.
no
in
good
15
comments.
here.
He said.
There's got to be one that is repeatable. There has to be. There's no way we can have 90 comments and not have one that we could say on air.
Well, there's a lot more than 90. They're just all awful. They're asking me how much money I made by making pennies. Yeah, it's just a lot of racist shit.
Omri Rothschild.
Man, I wish. Are you kidding? I wish I could control you, G.
Omri, which was your favorite of our episodes so far?
Borowis.
Barwis?
100% Borowis.
Barwis. Barwis.
WIS, yes.
Yeah, Barwis.
Barwis was good.
Mike,
Yeah, I think that was a great one. Yeah, Mike Barwis. That was good. That was definitely one of my favorites for sure too.
Yep.
Yeah, I was at a low point in my life, and he gave me great advice.
Really? No, I'm gonna let him know that when I see him tomorrow.
He should be doing that every day. We talked about that. He should be doing those clips.
Yeah.
Come in the podcast, they'll record them for him. The big issue now becomes with society moving forward. You have these two groups. That group, like you said, that kind of yearns to be free, and you have that other group that they need order and they need structure. The idea of, like, if someone puts a cup, and I'm sure you know people like this, if somebody puts a cup in the wrong part of the cupboard, they lose their mind. And
like control freaks.
Yeah, well, there's this idea of people that they have to have control over their lives, and that, I think, when we break down the psychology of what's happening kind of in the country and in the world, that to me makes the most sense on its basic level. You have people that are okay with kind of, for lack of a better term, a messy but free world, and other people that don't care how much freedom they have to take from other people or give up themselves, as long as they can have structure, order. So it's like that kind of environment, and I don't see how that, what I don't like in my worldview, which I think you kind of ascribe to similar worldview as me, in my messy but free worldview, you can be as clean as you want to be. You can take your little portion of this world and make it as structured as you want. But I don't think you have the right to force anybody else to structure because what's structure? Structure to you is not the same as structure to somebody else. And that's not to say that structure or discipline are bad. It's just not for you to tell somebody else what to do with their time on the pebble. Right? Whereas,
like, if you're driving slow in the left lane, get out of my way, you're wasting my time. You're stealing my time.
They're stealing their time. But now in this worldview, they're entitled to just as much right of that left lane as you are. Right? So by you forcing them out of that lane is no different than somebody else forcing
I'm not
you
forcing
into their
them out, but it's like a courtesy.
Yeah.
Like the move to the right, because if there's, I'm not saying you have to move to the right and stay behind someone.
Sure.
But you should move out of the way and let a brother pass.
So the difference is there's no consequence to them not doing what you want. Right. Whereas these high structure governmental types, massive consequences for us for not doing what they want. That's the big difference. That to me is the whole moral question, right? Like, if they want to drive as slow as you want. We ask you nicely to move out of the way, go into the middle lane, go into the right lane, but there's no consequence really if you don't. But we want to drive fast. But because they feel unsafe,
ran my car up their fucking ass.
But you don't, because you're a good guy. Right? But if we drive fast because we can drive fast and we want to drive fast and we're capable of driving fast, well, it might scare them. So now we have to get pulled over and we have to get ticketed. Those control freaks use the government to implement their worldview, whereas we don't. That to me is the moral difference. That's the moral high ground. That's the big difference. That's what I like about capitalism. That to me is the big. Does capitalism have its ills? Sure. But the idea that daddy government is going to make everything right for everybody, it's nonsensical to me. And I do think it comes down to that idea. I mean, think about it. The trust the science people. Who thinks a child with a happy child, smart child with a lot of energy, who sees that and goes, sedate him?
Right.
Sedate him.
Right. He needs to fit in the classroom structure.
Dim his light.
Yeah.
So that he becomes more controllable.
Right.
Those people are not the good guys. I don't care who you are. I really don't. I don't care what your degree is. I don't care what you're an expert in. If you see a smart, happy, healthy child with a lot of energy, and your reaction to that is put a towel on it, damp it down.
Yeah. No, for sure. I would never recommend that for anyone personally, or like my like my kids. Like I wouldn't care if you didn't like school like that. Like,
have you asked your parents about it? What the decision making process behind that was?
Yeah, I talked to them about it. They just thought that they especially like my mom, like she just thought it was like just the best thing for me. She was like, yeah, you were like, you weren't like, I wasn't enjoying school because it was fucking stupid. Sure. But you know what I mean? But yeah, we talked about it.
Maybe.
All right, I actually have some questions.
And also, with Omri, is that just your one buddy, or is there like more cases of that?
I mean, I'm sure there are more cases of that. I need to look into it, but I know for a fact, like, one person that I know has suffered from it. I'll be very surprised if he just got fucked alone just by himself,
Yeah, but it could be like just like maybe his chemistry.
It's anecdotal, but
you know what I mean? But yeah.
It's anecdotal, but it's not something that's not known to happen within the pharmaceutical community or within our educational system.
Sure.
And if anything good has come of the last 3 years, it's that this idea of blind trust and faith in authority, and this idea of trust the science, trust.
Yeah, maybe this is a good learning lesson because
for a lot of people.
So many people like. I didn't like. I can't remember if it was on our podcast or on. When we did Frankie and Rogers, the Champ and the Tramp, which will be shared as ours as well. If I remember or it might have, I think it might have been there where I was like, none of you guys got the vaccine, right? Mm-hmm. And they were like, no, of course not. Like, what do you think? We're not. Or no, actually, it wasn't that one. It was with Mike.
Friday, coming out Friday.
The one coming out Friday. The guy was like, no, like the guys, us in the room, but like people were pressured into that.
Oh my God!
Like it wasn't like it was like, it's not like it was just the sheeple went along with it.
Sure.
Like people who had opposite feelings were fucking pressured into it. You know what I mean?
Dude, their jobs were threatened.
Their livelihoods were threatened. Shit was taken away.
And now these assholes in government, Justin Trudeau in Canada, is trying to say, we never did that. Fauci's like, I never threatened. I never asked to shut down the school. And they're getting away with it. So why would it ever change? But regardless, the incentive, the financial incentive and the obedience incentive, the control incentive, they're too great. They're too high. So wait, we can make this kid easier to deal with and I can make a lot of money? Pill them up.
Right.
Pill them up. And they feel like they're good guys because, hey, the doctors back in the day, they used to give babies heroin. Can you believe that? You ever met somebody that's addicted to Adderall?
A heroin baby?
You ever met somebody that's addicted to Adderall?
Sure.
Oh my God. That might be the worst of all people when they're off of it. Coke addicts, heroin addict, whatever. Somebody who's been taking Adderall, abusing it for a long time, they get hours off of a pill and they are unbearable to be around. They're the nastiest, worst human beings. It's
meth.
Yeah, it's Adderall. Like literally, if you've ever gotten generic Adderall, it says on the bottle methamphetamine salts.
Yeah, it's meth. And which they say is like the perfect drug.
Really?
Yeah. They say it's like the best drug. Like, it gives you energy.
Well, then,
like it.
I would imagine Pervitin is the perfect drug then, which is meth and coke. and that they gave the tank Nazis.
Yeah, I mean, I guess meth plus. But
Can
I
you
was saying
imagine
just one
a
alone.
Nazi in a fucking tank is not enough. We have to get them all hopped up on
Get them
meth coke.
methed up and coked up.
Yeah, and that's how you get through Belgium in a tank in 10 hours.
Fucking A. What's the questions, Omri?
We have one from Gay Icon Reckon It. If you had one nuke, where would you drop it?
I think my answer would get me arrested.
Yeah, what's the collateral damage of a nuke?
A lot.
It's a big bomb.
Yeah,
Big bomb.
big bomb.
I drop it in the sun because nukes are bad, and I like humans.
The sun? Don't
yeah.
blow up the sun. We'd be fucked.
Nah, be all right.
Okay, since G is being a bitch, I have a question for Mickey. This one is from Undying Grimeness. If you were walking around with a legal firearm on your possession, like on a date or something, and a dude charges at you with a knife, do you go for the knife or do you just shoot him?
What?
You could repeat the question, Omri.
Sorry, what?
Repeat the question for Gerard.
Oh, if you were walking around with a gun on your possession and someone is coming at you with a knife, do you go for the knife or do you just pull back and shoot him?
It would probably be a person to person basis. If it was someone like Gerard size, I'd probably shoot him.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like I'd have to, like if it was like a big person, I'd probably shoot him. Like why am I gonna, if I have that power in my pocket, why am I gonna go to and play their game? And you know what I mean? Sun Tzu, you wanna fight on your grounds. If my grounds are bullets, I'd probably use that. Use my biggest strength. But I don't know. If it was someone like goofily or drunkily, maybe I'd whack them in the head real quick and stick and move, and then see if they weren't too shocked by the concussive blow that they're not ready to take. Then maybe I would pull my piece and handle them that way. But I would imagine people aren't used to getting a fucking concussive blow. And when
a
they get
concussive blow to the medulla oblongata.
Yeah, if I fucking pull back my hand a little bit and whack someone,
Yeah.
it could be fucked up.
Yeah, wouldn't it be good?
They're gonna be,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I think it
Probably be on their
depends.
ass.
It's very location dependent. If you're in Florida or Texas or Missouri or one of these constitutional carry
Stand your
states.
ground.
Boom, boom. So anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah.
If you're in New York, the guy coming at you with a knife.
Maybe just shoot him in the leg.
Yeah, if you're in New York,
Kneecap him.
and you shoot the guy in the knee, or the guy had a knife, you'll go to jail, and they'll parade him around as a hero probably.
Yeah.
So if you're in London, forget it. They'll throw away the key. So I think
you
it
in the
depends on where
pokey.
you are. If do you have the gun legally? Do you have the gun illegally?
He said legal.
Do you have the gun legally? I think in New York they're still going to hem you up. Look at Plaxico. You're still going to get hemmed up. Talk about a guy that got railroaded. My God. Yeah, I think if you're in Florida, you don't see a lot of stabbings in Florida.
Nah.
Don't
Not
see a
too
lot of
many
that.
people coming with the kniffys when they got the bang bangs.
One more question, Omri, before we wrap her up.
Give me one sec.
Do. Waiting for an Omri question.
All right,
Trying to get the chat involved since we're going live all the time on gas.
All right, this is one that's
Nice. I like that jingle.
This one's kind of from the earlier set of question. Who is your favorite Jew?
David Adiv.
And I'm right here, by the way.
You know what? Maybe David Adiv. Maybe David Adiv. You would have been, man, Ira was a great guy. One of my dad's best friends, Ira, was a phenomenal guy. Unfortunately, passed away.
He was a die or a guy?
Guy, unbelievable guy. Yeah.
You said he was an unbelievable die.
No, well then I'm sorry. Maybe I was getting choked up, Nick. I'm sorry. Maybe I was getting choked up, and of the death of Uncle Ira.
Mr. Emotions over here.
Yeah, all right. So
R.I.P. Uncle I.
Somebody get this guy a pill. Yeah, Ira was a great guy. I don't know, Sandy Koufax, somebody cool like that. Paul Rudd. You know, I don't know. Omer, you're up there somewhere. I mean, but you know, it's Paul Rudd, buddy.
You don't even know Paul Rudd.
Yet.
Yeah, Paul Rudd has made 0 reels for your Instagram, G.
Which is like 3 less than you've made, so let's calm down. And with that, I'm Gerard Michaels. This has been the new Slick and Thick Studio for
Podcast Junkies in this bed.
For the Podcast Junkies, Ben Castro and Christian.
Hey, the boys.
And we got the great one, Mickey Gall. Come see us live June 8th at the Stress Factory.
Come to Stress Factory. I'm going to be so mad at you.
It's going to be, as the great Mickey Gall says, a movie.
It's gonna be a party, baby.
The rest of Gas
It's gonna
Digital.
it's gonna be like Project X. Like it's gonna be like a movie of a party.
It's gonna be a movie of a party. I like it.
All right.
I like it. Awesome, guys. We appreciate you. We'll see you on Friday.
Love you. Mwah.